from the Transformers Studio Series, celebrating Transformers the movie, part of the More Than Meets the Eye collection. It is the Autobot Hot Rod. Yes, this is the brand new Studio Series Hot Rod that basically makes people who ended up missing the original Studio Series, that was like 2021, 2022, somewhere around there, and then ended up buying it for a lot more on the secondary market, makes them, a little sad. Because this one's supposed to be a little more animation accurate and comes with some interesting accessories. But we're going to go through them and we're going to take a look at him in detail. But before we go much further, I do want to thank our sponsor for this video, Toy Hex. And they make amazing decals that can replace the ones on your G1s and G2s. They also have enhancement decals that can glow up the Studio Series ones, the Age of the Primes, Legacy, Combiner Wars, Siege, you name it. Like, check out Rodimus Prime over here. Those stickers are coming, and that's definitely going to be a glow up for him. Plus, they have backdrops and an armory. You definitely want to check them out at toyhex.com. But right now, we're going to check out this Autobot Hot Rod and have some fun along the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard if you've been watching for a while. Thanks so much for coming back. That's very nice, very nice. So, let's get into this. Oh, be right back. So these are the new, of course, they're window boxes, which keeps people from popping off their heads, doesn't keep people from doing figure swapping. But looking at the packaging, shows him in the package, nice picture of him up front in both modes. His arm and shoulder kind of go off to the side, plus his little wing. The other side shows him with the whopper that he actually caught. And on the back, it shows him with his fishing pole and also the sword and shield that he was training with when they were flying off after leaving Earth and before the Decepticons basically made them crash on Quintessa. Spoiler alert, have you guys not seen the movie? But cool packaging, 29 steps to this guy. Let's pop him out. Now, unfortunately, I cannot do a comparison between him and the previous Studio Series, only because I don't know where that one is. It's around somewhere. I have it. I reviewed it. It's somewhere. I just don't know where it is at the moment and didn't want to wait too long. So let's show him on his car. He's got his fishing pole over here. He is stuck there so much to the card that his poor legs are kind of hyperextended. And he's got a bunch of accessories over here in a plastic bag. Also, got a shitty piece of paper. Don't need that. And instructions, which it has been a while. I may actually have to refer to them. I could probably figure it out, but have the instructions, why not use them? So removing him from his plastic bonds, James Bond, and snipping his fishing pole off, which was also included with the masterpiece, but this is a much smaller version than that. Now I'm gonna straighten his legs out a little bit, put him on the turntable of doom, and zoom in so you can get a better look at Hot Rod. Woohoo! And I'm also gonna get all this plastic shit off my table. And let's put the fishing pole in his hand, because, that's his main weapon. Okay, maybe it's not his main weapon, but it's something he could use to, hook one of the Decepticons in the eye. Maybe in my next members only live stream, I'll tell a horrific tale of when I was young and was actually fishing, and yeah, something bad happened. Not really to me, but I was the cause. Well, let's dump out all these extra accessories. We don't need this. So he has the sword, which we will play with very shortly. He has the cool Autobot shield that he only used for training, and he never actually used it when fighting Decepticons. 2 guns he didn't really use in the movie, but they're based on the toy. His little circular saw hand, and the Matrix. No, this is the end of the road, Galvatron. But I'm going to take the fishing pole out of his hand, and since it has been a while, and some of you may not have seen my versus review between the Studio Series and the Masterpiece KO, we'll go through some posability. But first, let's take a look at some things that you can do for weapon storage, because he's got these 2 guns, and they're not exactly the same size. They're the same length, but one is definitely thicker than the other. But you can plug them into his back for weapon storage, which is kind of cool. You can also take the circular saw and put it back there as well. Now the shield attaches to the sword, and you can plug the handle, which is on a little hinge here, into the circular saw. So he's got that stored back there. The fishing pole, there is no storage for it. Stop falling over, man. Stand up, you're a future Autobot leader. I don't care if you have all these weapons on your back. So that's what it looks like on the back. Good storage if you don't want him to carry his weapons. And apparently, without putting the guns in, you can't really store much of anything else. But you can put the guns in his hands. Say hello to my little friends! And he is subject to the laws of physics, so I'll turn this a little bit more slowly so you can see him from all sides, and he doesn't fall over. Now, this is part of the posability, but his finger's open, so you can actually kind of pop the sword into his hand and give him the shield so he can be training to be a Jedi. Unfortunately, he does not have a helmet that would cover his eyes. Closest thing he has is if you open up his head, you can put the little visor down, but that's more for actually seeing far away. It doesn't necessarily make him see worse, just farther. So that could work in Jedi training. He's seeing at such a far distance that he can't see what's near him and, get blasted in the butt. And you can put the fishing pole in his hand, and as is shown on the back cover, you can have him sitting down and fishing like there's no Decepticon attack imminent. Because, how would he know? He's not the chosen one, is he? Something like that.
Use the Force, Hot Rod. For thousands of generations, we've been the guardians of Cybertron, till the dark times, till the Decepticons.
And for him to use his arm of doom, or his circular saw blade of doom, that attaches to his left hand. You swap around the fist, and you can attach the circular saw. The other hand, when you flip around the fist, gives him the little repair soldering iron welder device that he used to fix Cup. And Cup is really upset that he used that particular phrase because he got fixed. Like a dog. And while it does not appear that there's any place for the Matrix to go inside, you can have him grasp it with both hands. Unfortunately, his fingers don't go into the finger holes, so doing this would not open the Matrix because he needs to adjust his grip, and he can't do that. You can even have him hold it way over his head. Now here's the thing, when he rejected the Matrix in Season 3, he reverted immediately to Hot Rod. When he got turned into Rodimus Prime and then it got blasted out of his hands, why did he revert back to Hot Rod? Because that would have changed the game. Would have messed up the movie, but I guess it's because he didn't reject it. I don't know. So there he is with all his weapons, all the ways you can attach them, all the accessories. And again, just as cool. He is a repaint of the original studio series, just in slightly different colors that make him a bit more animation accurate. And again, I apologize for not having an original studio series, but ta-da, here's a picture so you can see side by side what they look like. And yeah, I don't know how helpful that is, but again, my apologies. I don't know where it is. I actually have to take several days and go through my collection and sort it, because I've been trying to reorganize it and things get misplaced and finish a review and put something on a shelf and put something up. It's not easy to be me. Okay, so posability wise, full Jean-Claude Van Damme, no problem, easy peasy. Ankle swivels, he does have them. They are not weirdly, overkill, but he can stand in a very wide stance with his feet firmly planted. He can kick forward quite nicely. He can kick back, not quite so nicely. So there is a piece here. When you try to have him kick back, the edge of the top of the leg runs into it. So doesn't get in the way of any forward kicking, but back kicking isn't happening. Side kicks though, not a problem, even a split side kick. Though of course he technically should be doing chambering and then side kicking, but it's fine, it's fine. Bends at the knee, in fact, more than the standard, or at a more acute angle than the standard 90 degrees that we usually get. Let's see, is there some swiveling? Yes, there is. However, the leg it moves out to the side, and it's not even really moving the hip. It's just the way it's attached to the upper leg. Twisting at the waist, all the way around, not a problem. Arms could potentially go all the way around, but he's got this big wing in the way, so you would kind of have to figure out a way around that, and that's not quite so easy. Bends at the elbow, again, a more acute angle than 90 degrees. He does have a swivel. His fists twist all the way around. His fingers open, which makes it easy to put in some of these weapons. His head turns all the way around. And again, you can open up and look at his brain, which there's not much there, but there's a visor that you can put down as if he is looking at the Autobot shuttle and realizing, oh, better get Mako. Get that reference, you're old. If you don't, you also may not have had Makos in your areas. But we'll put that away. Now his arms can also go up at the shoulder, so he can kind of box himself in the ears. And there is a bit of a hinge so that you can actually pull them forward. If you go too forward, it starts to push this entire assembly out, which is not what you want. But for purposes of matrix holding, you can swivel them forward. He could be just holding his stomach because he's feeling sick after eating Energon Hose cereal. So he needs to jettison some weight. So as the original Studio Series was, this is a very overall posable and cool figure, just with lots of additional accessories. Let's put him into his vehicle mode and let's see if we can give a little instruction here. So this back piece, which has his wing, comes down. And the entire thing turns around at this joint. Then you can move it a little further down. Now the arms and the hood, well, the windshield, pull back like so. So he's kind of like, yay, but his arms are like way back here. Hidden in here, there is this piece, which you want to pull out. Shut up, Logan. Which is his actual hood. This is a fake. And then turn this 180 degrees and ta-da, you're partway there. The head turns and you push it back and down, so it gets hidden right back there. Then you bring this back up, like so, and that pretty much forms most of the front of the car. Now you want to bring this back up because you need to take the legs and twist them, and then separate. Now from the back you can see, you can open up his legs. They have little hinges in there, and then you can open them up even further to reveal the wheels, and also some of the excessive exhaust piping. He is going to cause global warming all by himself. The feet fold in, and then you can fold the legs in like so, and the wheels come around. So you just have to be aware of the knees. You want to kind of pop them out a little bit so they're at an angle, and then you can bring around the wheels. Now these wheels actually do attach to the outer legs. There's little posts there, and to make sure they are pushed together, though quite frankly, I do not see something that keeps them together. But this piece here can then fold back, and I think what keeps them together is there are two slots on here that go into that part, and there are two pieces on the bit holding the spoiler wings that pop together like so. So now it's very sturdy, very sturdy. So now oddly, it's instructing me to fold this out, and the arms, which are kind of up like this, we open up these little flaps right here, flip them around, and then turn the arms. There is a post here that goes right into this arm, and this covers over the hand. Same thing on the other side. This goes back. There's a little post that you pop the arm into, and this covers, again, his fist. Now, this fist is sideways. It's a little easier if you have the fists not sideways, because that post almost goes into the hand. And on here, you'll see you have posts on those pipes that should go into, yep, just gotta line it up correctly, and you can pop the exhaust together. Then here, we flip out. We don't flip out because, we're relatively stable individuals. But we flip these pieces out, and that forms part of the front of the car. Then this goes back. And if you were looking at the instructions, you would realize that I folded these in before it said to do so. It doesn't make a difference. Just make sure everything is aligned properly. And there you go. You have Hot Rod. And I will put him on the turntable at Doom, zoom in so we can take a look at him. We'll do a nice roll test, and then I'll show you how ridiculous he looks with all his weapons attached to him for storage. So, spin him around. He does look good, very movie accurate. And again, I'm just feeling, because he is one of the earlier Studio Series ones, and I pushed down too hard and I've popped out one side of his exhaust, actually both sides of his exhaust. So you want to make sure that those are properly in, and there we go, all fixed. Don't push down on it. It pushes things out of place, and you don't want to do that. All right, good. If you look at the bottom, kind of looks weird that he has what looks like a hood on his bottom area. Shut up, Logan. But let's give it a roll test. And actually, Logan's been being pretty angelic lately. Kind of worries me, so I shouldn't tell him to shut up so much. Roll test. Not the best. I just want to see something here. Pop that up a little bit. Try it again. Better. Okay. So you need to make sure that these are popped properly in place, or else rolling is going to be a bitch. Yes, a female dog. But with those popped into place, he rolls pretty dang well. And there you go. Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye, Transformers the movie, Hot Rod in new colors. All right, now, you wish to arm him in this mode, you can attach to his engine his two guns. You can then really freak them out by attaching, with these two slots here, his circular saw atop the two guns, though it almost looks like there's slightly too much distance, but I managed it. So yeah, that looks not all that good. Kind of horrific. You can then attach the sword to the shield using the slots on the back here, and there are two little posts on the shield that can plug in here. So wow. I mean, if you're moving and you want to make sure all the accessories are on them, this is probably fine. You can even take the matrix. So the matrix is blue and it's got the nice round matrixy thing in the front. On the back, it's hollow, and you can actually plug that onto here. So, and finally, you can take the fishing rod, and I'm looking at the instructions and they're showing me this backwards, but you can plug it in on either side, the opposite side from the matrix. You can plug the fishing rod, which the reel has a hole in it. You can plug that onto the other gun. So he looks like he's going on an extended vacation. Yeah, I have to say, with all the accessories on him, not impressed. He looks much better without the accessories. The two guns, maybe, but... And I do appreciate the fact that there's a place for every single accessory attached to him. So if I was to want to store him away, instead of displaying him in robot mode, because I wouldn't display him like this in vehicle mode, you know, there's ways to attach a lot of the stuff. But this is what we got. I wonder if when he's in robot mode, if you could attach the matrix and the reel to the sides of the guns and have him carry the sword and shield, because that might be handy just to keep everything together, because, you know, it can be a pain in the butt. Usually it's not quite as much of a pain in the butt as it was during G1, where pretty much all the accessories you just put aside, but if you put them into their vehicle mode. But this guy, yeah, he's good. That popped out again. He's a good design and a good representation of Hot Rod. I don't believe we have gotten a Studio Series Rodimus Prime yet. That must be in the works at some point. So then I'll have a place to put the matrix other than on the end of a gun. But there you go. That is the More Than Meets the Eye Hot Rod, with some slight recoloring to make him more cartoon accurate. Not 100% cartoon accurate from what I understand, but much closer. But he is a fun toy. And if you don't have the original Studio Series, this is definitely something to try to grab. It's a Target exclusive, so run to Target. You may have to go, if it's not in your Target, then it sells out on Target. I mean, go to Target.com. But if you can't get it there or your local store, you may have to go to eBay. I'll put a link to eBay, especially if you're watching this much later after it came out and you're like, oh, I want that. But he is a fun toy, and I hope you are having fun watching these videos. If you are, feel free to subscribe. And again, I do want to thank our sponsor for this video, Toy Hacks, and amazing decals to replace the ones on your G1s, G2s, and of course, enhance the later lines, Generations, Combiner Wars, Legacy, Titans Returns, Age of the Primes. The list goes on and on and on, and will only get bigger. But you definitely want to check them out at toyhacks.com. And while you are mulling over whether you want to try to get one of these hot rodish bad boys, who again looks like he's going on an extended vacation with everything attached to him like this, you can always check out this video over here, which is actually the original Studio Series from years ago, and it's being compared to a masterpiece Hot Rod, but it's a KO. Still a fun video, you might want to check it out. And who knows, you may see that I missed things in that, and you know, that'll go in the next corrections video. But we'll see you next time, and as always, have fun and good hunting.